Hey, Kev, the client needs that document ASAP.
I'm trying, but the internet is so slow. And now it isn't working at all.
Is your internet provider holding your business back? Switch to one who keeps you moving forward. At Cox Business, we know how crucial connectivity is to your business. That's why we give you the peace of mind of around-the-clock network monitoring and 24/7 support. So if your provider isn't setting your business up for success, make the switch to Cox Business today. Get 50 megs of internet for only $74 per month for 6 months with a 3-year agreement. Ends 4/30/20. Restrictions apply. Visit coxbusiness.com for details.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are recording. Yes, we are. We need to bring this over here. I was trying to set stuff up, and I just sort of messed up. Well, I don't know if y'all saw my last pod show, which was yesterday, because I don't know what happened to it. I don't know. I'm going to cry. But anyway, here's what I'm looking at. All of a sudden, because of a virus that is almost like the common flu, except it's a different strain. We get different strains of flu every year. But this one seems to have an effect on older people, my age, I guess. And the government has seen an opportunity to go out here and tell people, well, let's see, let's go from the beginning. This is really funny. It's not funny, but it is, because it's so hilarious that people would do this stuff. First thing happened was, let's see, I guess on Friday, 2 Fridays ago, the news gets on the TV and tells people, say, you know, this virus is going to be a pandemic here in the United States, and everybody needs to have plenty of toilet paper. So what has happened over that course of time is all these people went out and started hoarding toilet paper. Now, some probably have enough to last them through their lifetime, their kids' lifetime, somebody's lifetime, but it don't matter. And then I heard a rumor yesterday that people are actually putting this toilet paper in a garage sale and wanting to sell it for $30 a roll. Well, people, I got bad news for you. Those of you who are doing that, if you're anything like we are, so for 4 rolls of that toilet paper that you got, I can go buy me a bidet. Yeah, I can install it in my house, and I'll never need toilet paper again. But for those of you that don't have $199, let's look at other options. You know, you get mail every day. I know it's a little rough, but you can do it. You can use it. Corn cobs work good. Yeah, I ate the corn and I saved the cob, you know. I'm just thinking about things my grandparents would do. But back then, they had a Sears catalog that was like 2,000 pages thick. And that's what they would use. Because that catalog was nice and soft and smooth. You know, all them pictures on there made that catalog smooth. That's what they would use. I'm saying there's other alternatives. Hell, why not just jump in the shower and wash it off? I mean, soap and water works wonders. And at that time, I believe you'll be following one of the criteria of the government. You'll be washing your hands with soap and everything else. How about that? Those of you who are afraid of water, though, I'm sorry, but that's one of the best ways to make sure you don't get this thing. And then they all went through all the cleaning supplies, but the 2 that they didn't get, and we're going to laugh about that in a minute, they went through and got all the ammonia, all the Windex, which has ammonia in it. They got the, what do you call it? The disinfectant spray. That stuff works. But one of the major things of cleaning that they left out is bleach. Oh, now everybody's going to run down to the store and get all the bleach. Well, I happen to be one of them firm believers in bleach because I know that it kills germs. And I take a bleach bath every day because once I come in contact with them other people out there that's doing whatever, I want to make sure my body's clean because I'm one of them old people and I don't want to have to deal with the government telling me you got to go in this room with all these 900 people that's probably got the virus and they're going to die. That ain't happening. You take that and shove it in your pipe and smoke it. But I'll tell you this, folks. If you got soap and water, you're in good shape. Now, I noticed yesterday after they told people on Friday that they need to have 2 weeks' supply of food in their house. I understand that some people don't and can't afford to keep a running 2 week supply in their house. But for those of us who's built our food supply up over the years, and we've got freezers of food and food everywhere, it seems silly for somebody to say, run out and buy you 2 weeks worth of food, you better hurry. It may not last. Well, you know what? Whoever said that on the TV, they were absolutely right because them people went out there and they just decimated Walmart and Sam's Club. If you're going to look for food, I hope your dietary plans have changed because you're not going to find your favorite foods because somebody else has already got them. And they're probably fixing to have a garage sale, and you can buy your food at an enormous price. I think they call that hoarding, but, I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a poor old boy that's trying to live through stupid people. That's all I can call them, is stupid people. I mean, I want to say they all got smart somewhere, but I just don't know where it's at. I don't know if it's in their big toe, because it's sure not in the top of their head. But anyway, I know that some of these people think they're really smart. They go buy everything up, and then they can sell it at a higher price. But at this point in time, they're wasting their time. They jumped the gun too quick. So guess what? The government will make sure that those people who gouge themselves with all kinds of food that they don't eat and they're planning on selling, bet the other people will get some somehow. I don't know how that is yet, but there'll probably be a way. The thing I thought I saw that was the funniest, those cardboard meals they call, I can't ever think of, Roman noodles. All those things made out of cardboard there, and every one of them was gone. I mean, the shelves were wiped clean of that. Can you imagine? Well, if nothing else, I can eat this cardboard, I'll survive. Well, you'll have plenty of dietary stuff, but I don't know about the vitamin stuff. Everybody's going, this is a zombie apocalypse. The zombie apocalypse is upon us. Well, I think, let me get this, out of several million people in the world, there's only 114 people in the United States that's got the virus. I guess they're going to run around and start biting people. I don't know. All right, here comes the zombie apocalypse. I got my machete. Do you? It's sort of funny, but it's not. All this stuff is going on. And everybody's now starting to be politically correct. I was told yesterday I need to be more politically correct about what I say because people are really dumb, is what they told me, and they will do anything if they think it would work. So I'm not going to give you any advice as to what to do today, because if I did that, the advice I'd give you might be detrimental to your health, especially if you're one of those hoarders. So, therefore, today we're not going to do that. We're just going to talk about the dumbness of this whole thing. And the reason it's so dumb is because people are sitting out here going, I don't get my government check until the 3rd. And I only bought enough groceries to last me till the 3rd. What am I going to do? Because by the time the 3rd gets here, which is, 18 days away. By the time the 3rd gets here, there won't be no food on the shelves. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who get your check on the 3rd, there will be food on the shelves. These people are just buying and buying and buying. They'll run, one or two things will happen. They'll either run out of money, or the stores will be smart enough, instead of sending one truck in a day, they'll send in 5 and they'll take care of it. These people that's trying to get rich off a disaster at this point in time, I don't think that's going to happen. If I had anything to do with it, it wouldn't happen. But I can't say what I would do because I hear that's against the law too. So I just keep my mouth shut and just tell y'all, don't worry about it. People that are trying to get you to buy all this stuff, people that are, it's your news people, it's your governor in Little Rock that it says, oh my God, people's got to have 2 weeks worth of food. Now, where did she get that number from? I hear she eats salads all day long. Well, hell, she can't even get enough lettuce to last her 2 weeks because it spoils in about a week. So I don't know. And here's what I say about it. Maybe I should run for governor. Quiet some of this stuff down, because I guarantee you there is no reason for you to worry about this stuff at this time. Yes, if they say that you're going to be quarantined, the government comes in and quarantines you at home, hey, guess what? If they quarantine you, they got guards standing out there. They can run down to Walmart and get you some food. Or you can call in for a pizza. You know, I was listening to a guy the other day. He said, oh, my God, we're going to have suicide rates up the ass because people are going to be at home. They're not going to get to go to work. They're not going to get to go out for 2 whole weeks. Oh, my God, 2 weeks? Oh, listen, folks, that's stupid because, yeah, you might get a little depressed because you ain't going outside, but watch TV, do whatever you do, play your video games. I don't care. I've been in a situation where I can't go nowhere I want to go for 2 years. And no, I'm not in jail yet, but it's one of them deals, you know. So you can survive it. If you think you're getting a little depressed, walk over to your husband and slap the hell out of him, or your wife, whatever. And that'll get some excitement going. That'll get you out of your depression, because somebody's got to make sure they don't get their butt kicked. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. I'm not inciting the riot, but I'm just saying, if you're sitting at home and you ain't got nothing to do, and you don't have nobody in your house with you, look in the mirror and slap the hell out of yourself. Say, hey, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Let's watch TV. There might be something good on. We might get to watch people shopping. Stupid people. Yeah, we might get to do that. But don't sit around and worry about this stupid virus. It will go away. It's just like the Ebola virus, whatever that was. Oh, it was the worst thing since Gandhi, I guess, and oh my, it disappeared. Yeah. The only time, you know, all these man-made viruses are cropping up and make the news is when the government's doing something they want us to look the other way. If I were y'all, instead of going out and buying stuff, I'd get on the internet and try to see what the government's up to that they don't want us to know about. There might be a conspiracy thing going on that we don't know about. That would be fun to find, don't you think? Or Hillary Clinton might have lost her drawers in an airplane. And, you know, you don't know what's going on in the government. They don't tell the truth. They're some of the biggest liars I've ever seen. But at the same time, the American people are the most gullible people I've ever seen because they believe the politicians. Now, I've been running my mouth for 15 minutes telling you how stupid this thing is, and I just don't understand it. So here's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to take a couple of pot shots at that burglar over there right here. Oh, I got him. How about that? Now, why don't we all just smile? I'll take a picture of you. There you go. Now you're all smiling. Oh, okay, y'all can shut up now. But anyway, this is some of the things I'm telling you people. You got to not worry about government or the news people. I said, you know, it's just like the weatherman. How many of you watch Channel 5 weather or Fox weather or any of it? Do you know those weathermen can't tell you what it's doing outside unless they stick their head out there? You know how I know? I had a weatherman sitting there telling me that it was cloudy and raining where I was one day. And I was outside and the sun was shining. And it was like 80 degrees. But he was supposed to be our local weatherman that knew everything. You know, it's sort of like the weatherman. Okay, I'm the weatherman. I'm on CBS. I'm going to tell y'all about the weather. 480 miles from you is a hellacious storm. It's going to be terrible. It might get to you someday, but it's coming. Well, you know what I did? I wrote an email to that weatherman and asked him what was he doing on my TV scaring people about a storm 400 miles away and interrupting my TV program because that storm wasn't even going to get close. I mean, I didn't go to school to be a weatherman, but I've lived in this neighborhood, in this town, long enough to know that the hills around me, that storm's going to go around them hills. It's either going to go south of me or north of me. It's not, you know, the major storms just go around me. Well, he told me, even though that storm was 400 miles away, that he was just trying to save people's lives. Well, those people 400 miles away, they're not watching his TV program. So he's not saving anybody's life. That storm's not coming, and it did not come. So whose life did he save? He saved his job. Is that what he saved? I don't know. But from then on, I realized the only way you know what the weather's going to do is if you stick your own head out the door and you look around and see if it's hot or not. If it's raining, if it's not raining. Whatever the thing is, that's what you look for. Don't watch TV because those guys, I know they paid a lot to go to school. And it's almost like watching a Dumb and Dumber movie when you're watching the weather. Unless they got their heads hanging out the window. Sounds like I'm just pretty much down on everybody today, but I'm really not. I'm just trying to let y'all know that everything you hear and see on TV is not necessarily the truth. Especially if it has to do with a politician, the news team who is paid by the politicians, or let me rephrase that. The news team gets their information by having a reporter sneaking around, trying to get all the information they can off this politician. So the politician says something that they think is really cute or bright or whatever, and the news team runs with it. Be it true or not, it don't matter. But if you take something that's not true and you run with it hard enough, you could actually make it happen. And that's the case that we're into today. So don't worry about it. Excuse me. Don't hoard the food. Don't hoard the toilet paper. Because, you really don't need toilet paper as long as you got running water and soap. Yep. Get in the shower, bend over, spray yourself and wash, and then you're good. How about that? Actually, that's less work than using toilet paper. I know it's yucky, but who cares? You'll be cleaner afterwards. So, tell me, people, what do y'all think? I think that we should just not worry about it. Let this thing take its course. Keep the Chinese back in China. Keep Europeans back in Europe. Keep everybody where they belong. Let this thing run its course, and then if the Chinese all die off, oh well, we'll have another country we can go to eventually. But if the thing is, if they can scare you and make it worse for you, that's what government gets paid to do, I think. So, here's what I think we should do. We should tell them no. Hell no, we won't go. We're not going to go into the night quietly, and we're not going to listen to you politicians and you TV celebrities. And I wouldn't even listen to me, other than the entertainment value that I have, because that's what I am. I'm an entertainer. I make you happy. Yes, sir. I don't know who Larry's Pizza is, but I just want y'all to know that these people out here, they mean well. They don't do things, I don't believe, intentionally to make you go nuts. But, they get paid a salary. And I guess the best way to put it, I think it was on a Superman issue, and some of you know the new movie, but Superman was on a comic strip for a long time before they had TV shows about him and movies. And I don't even know where I was going with that train of thought. But it said there was a deal that, it said, don't believe everything you read or hear. Because until you can verify it, you shouldn't even spread it. Because if you let's see, give you a good example. I told my girlfriend about the toilet paper issue. And then we went out to dinner. She told her daughter about the toilet paper issue while we were at dinner. But we told them, don't worry about it because we're going to Sam's Club to get some. Well, we got to Sam's Club, and guess what? All them aisles were empty. There was no toilet paper, no napkins, no Kleenex, no paper products at all, which I thought was ironic. And I talked to the little girl up front. She said, yep, we opened at 9, and by 1, all the paper products were gone. And I'm going, wow, you getting any more? Yep, tomorrow morning we should have another truck. Well, next morning the truck comes in. They allow people that spent $100 for their membership to come in at 7. So, needless to say, by 9 a.m., that toilet paper was gone. It's all a scare tactic, folks. And I think it's a really sad one, but whatever. Let's just say, hell no, we're not going to go. And if you don't buy stuff, then they'll figure it out. They didn't scare you that time. You hear about all the people that, you don't hear about all the people that's had the virus. You hear about certain ones. The only people that you've heard of that had the virus are the ones that died. Because that makes a dramatic dramatic thing on you guys. Oh my God, you get the virus, you're going to die, because that's all we've heard. It's all the ones that died. What about the ones that didn't really affect it? They turned out to be carriers. What about the ones that got over it? You don't hear about those. And the reason you don't hear about those is because those don't scare you. The ones that died do. That's right. That guy died. Oh my God, if I get the virus, I'm going to die. That's the only answer. Yes, they say there's no cure for it right now. But the guy that survived, what was he drinking? Gatorade and aspirin. All right. That's one of my favorite drinks. Gatorade and aspirin. Yeah. I already take aspirin. You know, because I'm old. I used all my grandma's remedies. I try not to go to the doctor because they will kill you. And they don't know better because here's what happens. This doctor spends millions of dollars, let's say, and goes to school for his whole life to be a doctor. Then when he gets out, he does something called practicing medicine. Why ain't we doing medicine? No, we're practicing medicine. And the reason we're practicing medicine is because we don't know what the hell we're doing. We're guessing at it. Yep, it looks like, yeah, I think that might be chicken pox. Oh, another doctor comes in, oh no, that ain't chicken pox, that's the measles. Uh-oh, you got rubella measles. You're going to have to stay home for 30 days and you're going to have to live in a dark room. Therefore, but you already had it? Well, I don't know, but I think you can get it twice. So we're going to lock you in your room for a month in the dark. So you have a nice day. They get second opinions, sometimes third. And sometimes they just can't tell you what the hell is wrong with you. Excuse my French. And I know this from experience. If you remind me later, I think I'll go into the experience. Because at this point in time, I'm not allowed to, but I will be allowed to soon. And I'll tell you about things that doctors do, insurance companies do, and things to watch out for. And we will break this down inch by inch, step by step, and I promise you that when I'm done, you will know as much as I do, which is not very much because I don't know a damn thing, because I'm a person. I'm not one of those educated people that went out there and spent my whole life, $90 million, getting educated to be a doctor so that I could say I'm practicing medicine. Just to give you an idea, I will give you this hint. Years ago, it's only been 3 or 4 years ago, 5 maybe. Time flies. Marcy went to the hospital. She didn't want to go. She told me she wasn't going to make it out there, but I wanted her better. I wanted her well. From the minute, she was only 59, by the way. From the minute she got to the hospital, they wanted her on DNR. Oh my God, it was terrible. Every day, you need to go on DNR. 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 Oh my God. 3 months we put up with that. I almost threw a priest through a window because his nun was in there at 5 o'clock in the morning. You need to go on DNR. You'll be much happier if you move on. Where are you moving on to? Is it sort of like that show, Moving On Up? I don't know. Well, but you need to go on DNR. Well, she didn't want to. She wanted to come home. And if I knew what I know now, I would have brought her home. She could have died right here. I don't care. But they told me that I was not allowed to bring her home, which is not true. I did not know any better. Sort of like this thing that's going on now. Nobody knows any better, but we're going to believe everything we hear. She wanted to come home. The whole time. Now, the reason she went there was because her doctor, primary care physician, told her he goes like this, ma'am, I think you have a blood clot in your leg, and I need to send a nurse over to give you some warfarin, and we'll keep track of it. And, well, that nurse in 1 week went and gave her 3 shots of warfarin, but nobody checked it. They brought her home. No, they didn't bring her home. I came home. I'd been on the road. I came home. The bathroom is covered in blood. Yeah. Look at all that blood. Honey, what's this shit in the bathroom? This blood, I'm bleeding a little bit. A little bit, my ass. We need to get you to a doctor. She was taken to the hospital against her will, because she said, I don't want to go. I said, honey, we got to get you fixed. We can't let you bleed to death here. And they took her in the hospital and put her in a room. 2 weeks goes by, and all of a sudden she's got gangrene in her legs and her hands, where they've been poking her with needles and it's not been taken care of properly. They have not given her her medications, which she's had for 10 years. They quit giving those to her. And people go, oh, yeah, well, that's the way it is. Well, this is what we do around here. So after 3 months of fighting with them, they decided that she needs to go to rehabilitation. They take her to rehabilitation. What's the first thing they don't do? They don't give her her medication. She blows up like a balloon, so now they get her and rush her to the hospital. Yep, they rushed her to the hospital, and she goes through everything, and she comes back out. 2 days later, they send her back to the rehabilitation center. This time they put her in a room all the way into the hall. Actually, it was a storage closet. And that's no joke. They had storage. They had things in there for storage, and they had just set up a bed in there for her. Nobody goes to that end of the building. I guess maybe because there's ghosts down there. I don't know. But I come in and I try to find her. And finally I do. Way down at the end of the building And I walked in, and she's having a hard time breathing. And I said, honey, have they been down? No, nobody's been here. So I go down and I find somebody. And I said, what the hell's going on here? Why ain't you taking care of her? And they go, oh, who? Where? Oh, yeah, well, we went down there earlier and we did what we're supposed to do. I said, did you give her medication? Well, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know if you gave her your medication? Well, I don't know if we did. Come to find out, they hadn't. So now she's blowed up like a balloon again. They send her to the hospital. And this doctor put her on DNR, even though I was standing there when she set up. For the first time in 3 months, it was just like The Exorcist. She set up and she goes, I am not DNR. And I go, oh my God. Well, he put her on DNR. That afternoon, I go in and I say, okay, what kind of medication is she on? I want to make sure we get all this shit right the first time because I'm looking into ways to getting her home. Only thing we got on her is aspirin. What do you mean the only thing you're giving her is aspirin? She came in here because she's bleeding out, and then you're going to give her aspirin? That's not going to cure the problem. Well, I don't know. You have to talk to her doctor. They have hospitalists. I said, no, I'm going to talk to her doctor. Well, I called her doctor, and he says, I can't do nothing about it. They're the ones taking charge. Well, 6 o'clock that night, I tell her, I said, well, I'm going to go get something to eat. She said, no, you can't go eat because I'm going to die here in a little while. And there was every doctor in the world in there, and they go, no, she's fine. She's not going to die. 3 hours later, she was dead. I was never able to get a hold of her hospitalist about this aspirin thing. And that's what, that tells me that, yeah, you got doctors practicing medicine. And I would tell you what hospital it is. It's the same one that sort of screwed me over, but at this point in time, I can't do that. But I'm just telling you, that's a true story. She died that night. I never thought she was going to die that night, but she did. Because she knew she was. And that's why I say, folks, don't believe every damn thing you hear from these people. Get a second opinion. Don't go stupid and go hoarding food and toilet paper because, number one, you're not going to get rich. If I needed something that bad, I'd take my shotgun out and I'd go hunting. And if you got in the way, you might be the next meal. But it's not to that point. We're not in an apocalypse. There's no zombies out there. These people are, though 3 or 4 that you've heard have died, were weak. Their systems were weak. There are people surviving this, but the only ones, unfortunately, you're hearing about are the ones that aren't. So don't get scared. Just think and live smart. And with that being said, I'm really tired of being morbid. I'm getting off of here. I'm going to make it rain outside. And wash all that crap away. Y'all have a good night and y'all have a good day because everything will work out if you let it. I'll talk to you later.
Is your fixed income truly fixed income? Does it provide diversification, income, and risk management for your clients? At MFS, we help advisors deliver these essentials. We call it Essential Fixed Income. Find out more at mfs.com/fixed income.
Hey Kev, the client needs that document ASAP.
I'm trying, but the internet is so slow. And now it isn't working at all.
Is your internet provider holding your business back? Switch to one who keeps you moving forward. At Cox Business, we know how crucial connectivity is to your business. That's why we give you the peace of mind of around-the-clock network monitoring and 24/7 support. So if your provider isn't setting your business up for success, make the switch to Cox Business today. Get 50 megs of internet for only $74 per month for 6 months with a 3-year agreement. Ends 4/30/20. Restrictions apply. Visit coxbusiness.com for details.